Jay-Z recently changed his Twitter profile picture, @SC, to a CryptoPunk and joined the ranks of the crypto elite. CryptoPunks are definitely the Lamborghini of avatar NFTs, but most people can't afford one. And even if you can't afford one, you might want something a bit more aesthetically pleasing. Luckily, there's a booming market for collectible avatar NFTs and plenty of opportunities to get in on the ground floor, some amazing communities. Find out today. Let's get it. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the Bit Squad, the largest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money and crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. In this video, we're going to take a look at the growing NFT space, where profile picture avatar projects have kicked off a new nifty bull run, and we'll review some of the top new projects in the sector. This may seem like a trendy new phenomenon, but back in the early days of the internet, before privacy went out of style, this is how most people identified themselves online. We had creative screen names with pixelated cartoon images as our profile pictures, and we called those images avatars. Social media changed all that by encouraging people to share more private information about themselves online. But now that we are starting to venture into the metaverse, avatars are making a huge comeback, and now they're all NFTs. This space is extremely crowded right now, though, with a ton of different projects. Volumes on OpenSea, the world's largest NFT marketplace, have hit new highs nearly every month this year, and a majority of the top-ranked projects are limited edition avatar collections. We reviewed all of these projects, and now we're going to share some of our favorites. Number 5, Top Dog Beach Club. If we were releasing this video next month, there's a good chance that the Top Dog Beach Club would have a spot near the top of the list, but it only launched a few weeks ago, and the team is just getting started on their roadmap, which includes free merchandise, 2 exclusive events, and ERC20 token airdrops to the members of the club. All the characters in the Top Dog Beach Club also come along with stats and attributes like intelligence or strength, sounds like my card, which will play a role in future gamification features. Top Dog owners are also able to personalize their avatars in ways that were not possible before, by giving them names and backstories. Photoshop files are also available for all of the dogs, allowing owners to customize the avatars they use online. This team has quickly earned the respect of many nifty fanatics by having the courage to show their faces and share their personal identities with the world. This may not sound like such a big deal, but the NFT space is a lot like DeFi, where anonymous teams are everywhere, and it's hard to know who to trust. Some anonymous teams create incredible projects, but plenty of others pull the rug out from under their investors. Believe it or not, rug pulls are actually very common in NFT collections, because with these avatar projects, you aren't just buying the art, you're buying into the roadmap that the team is promising for the community. These roadmaps provide utility to the art, which gives it much of its value. So it's important to really trust that the team you're investing in will continue to work on the project. This doesn't seem to be a concern for members of the Top Dog Beach Club. The founders, Abby and Paul, a brother and sister-in-law duo, have quit their full-time jobs and begun hiring a staff, which is one of the only public-facing teams in the space. This project has a bright future, and with the incoming gamification features, has the potential to someday rise among the ranks of NFT-based games like Axie Infinity. Number 4, Goats with a Z. Zoo animals seem to be having their moment in the NFT bull run. There's probably an avatar project for every animal you can think of at this point, just like we saw with food during DeFi summer and dogs during the meme coin nightmare. Face value, the goats seem just like one of many animals in the zoo, but the team has introduced some very interesting mechanics to the rarities in this collection, which could represent a major breakthrough in this space. Rare items and features are highly sought after in these collections, and they significantly increase the value of the NFT. This creates a situation with most projects where you have a lot of avatars that just aren't very desirable or valuable. Goats are hoping to solve this problem by allowing NFT owners to forge 2 of their avatars together, combine the traits from both into a new one. This also reduces the supply of available goats on the market, so it has a deflationary effect as well. This feature is not live yet, but it's promised later on in the roadmap. But if this works as planned, you can be sure that this mechanic will be replicated across the industry, because it solves a major problem that's affected a lot of projects. However, since this is something that has never been tried before, it does come with some risks. Even if everything works out perfectly, this could cause some problems with the community's economy. If you're able to forge two common items to create a rare one, then what does this mean for the original rare items? There are some concerns that rare items could lose their value during this process. If everything is rare, then nothing is rare. Still, this is a very interesting mechanic that could be a lot of fun for collectors to experiment with. Number 3, cool cats. Cool cats are one of the biggest success stories of the summer in NFTs. They have an interesting point system that plays into the rarity of the avatars. Each cat is worth between 3 and 10 points, depending on its rarity. These points can be used to enter contests and raffles, with those with the highest points having the highest chances of winning. The Cool Cats launch got off to a bit of a slow start. The team had trouble setting itself apart from the pack, so they lowered the price to 0.02 ETH, which is basically a giveaway. The entire collection sold out within hours. Now they are one of the top-ranked projects on OpenSea, with a floor price of 0.6 Ether. Cool Cats also got a huge boost from Mike Tyson, who recently changed his Twitter profile picture to a Cool Cat avatar. There is a good chance that Mike Tyson's social media manager was the one that really made this decision, but this shows that celebrities are really starting to catch on to this avatar trend, and that it's not going to be limited to CryptoPunks. Number 2, Gutter Cat Gang. The Gutter Cats, some of the rarest avatars out there with only 3,000 of them in existence. They also have some very interesting art and an intricate backstory about a super intelligent cat society in a post-apocalyptic world. Owners of Gutter Cats are also airdropped additional NFTs, like the recent airdrop of Gutter Rats, which are now selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars on OpenSea, depending on their rarity. The Gutter Cats have a lot more personality than the Cool Cats, and you can tell that a lot of care went into the art and rare features in this project. Team recently announced the launch of a Gutter Cats DAO, which they are calling a decentralized NFT-backed organization. If successful, this move will effectively turn the Gutter Cat Gang into the first truly decentralized NFT avatar project. Number 1, Bored Ape Yacht Club. This project is the one that started it all short. CryptoPunks and a few others came first. As I mentioned before, punks were reserved for the crypto elite, so their mainstream appeal was limited. You also really need to know the history of NFTs to understand why CryptoPunks are so valuable. The Bored Ape Yacht Club offered people another chance to get in on the ground floor of an avatar community, but this time the art was really impressive and it tapped into a popular cultural meme, the Degen Ape. The backstory for these avatars is the characters were a group of Degen traders who aped into various crypto assets and are now so rich that they have no clue what to do with their time. So they spend their days perpetually bored, seeking out adventure. Owners of ape avatars can probably relate to this backstory pretty well these days, considering that these nifties are now trading for tens of thousands of dollars after minting for 0.08 ETH, which was around $200 at the time. Now, even the most common apes are selling for a minimum 7 ETH, which is around $14,000 at current prices. One of the rarest apes sold for more than $132,000 last month. At this rate, they'll be catching up with the CryptoPunks in no time. In fact, when it comes to volume traded and unique owners, the apes are already way ahead of the punks. The success of the apes have inspired a whole zoo of animal-themed projects. In fact, almost every team on our list today has publicly credited the apes as an inspiration. If you're new to NFTs and thinking about getting involved for the first time, there are a few basics you should know. Keep in mind, if you are able to snag one of the Bitverse punks, you'll be getting special airdrops and other sweet perks in the coming months. Missed out on a Bitverse punk? Don't worry, we'll be releasing more Bitverse NFTs this year. Stay tuned to the channel so you don't miss out. The best way to stay in touch is to hit that like and subscribe button, become a member of the Bit Squad. But when it comes to NFTs, the most important thing to understand is that liquidity works much different than it does in the crypto markets. That's because these are unique, non-fungible items, which means that you need to find a buyer who is willing to pay your asking price. And this is not always a quick process, even for the most popular collections. It's also important to take floor prices into context. They are simply the lowest price that someone is willing to sell for at any given moment and may not reflect how the rest of the community values the project. To really get the best out of these projects, it's best to be active in the communities and participate in what they have going on. This will also give you a better idea of which community you identify with the most. But that's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.